Friendlies. Oh, friendlies. Friendlies. Hey there. How is up? I hope you are all doing well. I hope you can all hear me. I hope I drummed long enough to get us across the ad roll. Welcome to another episode of my fantabulous live stream. So tonight we have beer, we have blades, and we're going to talk about bushcraft. So, let's get the housekeeping out of the way before we start. If in fact you are listening to us time shifted to tomorrow or next week or next month or next year, thank you for your eyes. Thank you for the comments down below. I get all warm and fuzzy when I see that stuff appear. If at any point tonight you're just loving what's going on, I invite you to hit that smiley thumb. If at any point tonight you are kind of hating what's going on, it's all right. The frowny thumb works too. And if you'd like to take a more active role in supporting the channel, as several in the side chat here already have, then I invite you to take a look down below this screen at the join button. If you click on that, you will see 2 tiers of membership and what each tier gets you. Excuse me. So, now that the housekeeping is out of the way, I would like to say hi to all of the friends who have shown up to hang with me on this beautiful, rainy Tuesday night. Who we got? I will look on the YouTube side. Okay, so we got Excuse Me Art and Design. Nice to see you. Excuse Me was early tonight. He showed up at like 8:45, I think it was. No, he was here an hour early. Then Canadian, how's it going, Gary? Jerry, nice to see you. Jerry and I occasionally have a little chit chat on the text messages. He's usually got some cool toys to show me. Grace Martin. By the way, Canadian and Grace are both members of the channel. Personal heroes. A lot of people saying hi to each other. Campbell Off Grid in the house. Nice to see you. Nice to see you. Campbell, I believe you dropped a comment on one of my videos really recently, like today or yesterday. I'm going to be checking my comments later tonight. Grace. I've already said hi to Grace, but I just like saying Grace. Kristen. Hi, Christy. How's it going? Nice to see you. Okay, so Canadian heard the drums. That's good. They told me, pum. Excuse me. That's perfect. So seasonal. I like that. Let me just sort of see if I can catch up on. Okay. If you guys see me doing this, it's because the YouTube screen is on that screen there. Sorry, it's weird, but that monitor there. And that's where if I want to highlight your name as I'm typing to you, I can add you in the YouTube. On this screen here, it's because it's mirror. Okay, on one screen is the YouTube side chat. On the other screen is the StreamYard one, where I cannot highlight someone if I want to add them, but I can put their comment on the screen. So I remember sort of complaining about this last live stream, but we're just going to move on. So anyways, yes, I like that. Nice. Noel Safari, hi, welcome to the stream. Nice to see your name pop up. I hope that we're entertaining for you tonight. I'm not entirely sure whether we're going to stick to one specific subject tonight. I feel that we didn't really exhaust last week's subject, but it's kind of gauche, I think, to do the same subject twice in a row. For those of you who weren't here last week, what I did was I asked you, what are you putting on your Christmas list, or what are you buying for a loved one that you're most excited about? Country Boy Trapped in the City is here. He's saying hi to everyone. Going to be listening and lurking for the first bit. That's all right. Dying and finishing a couple leather projects. Well, I respect that. Destiny's here. Not sure if I like being called Putin, but that's all right. Hike with Mike in the house. How's it going, mister? By the way, for those of you who didn't notice, Destiny has a little membership icon next to her name. So we call that a personal hero of Jesse's. And we got Linda from Lipstick Lodge, who is also a channel member. Honeybee in the house. Honeybee, do you want to come on screen and chit chat about anything a little later or anytime? Robin is saying it's freezing rain up where you are. I know it's freezing rain here. I believe it's not freezing yet, but you know, it probably will be by the time the night is out. By the way, hi Rob. Ian the Weblord in the house. How's it going? Ian the Weblord is also a channel member, as is Robin, by the way. So 2 more personal heroes. We got Serge in the house. How's it going, Mr. 8 Acres? Farmer TV, hi, welcome. I hope we're gonna have some good chats tonight. I got a nice group of people showing up. A lot of familiar names and some not familiar ones. Hey, Steve. Oh, haven't seen you in a long time, Monsieur Meto. Comment ça va, Monsieur? J'espère que tout va bien. Whoops. Excuse me, is asking, hey guys, you get your trees up yet? And by the way, what kind has everyone got? Like Douglas for a balsam, Cook for Fraser. Yes, mine is up. It's a balsam fir. Cannot beat the smell of a balsam fir, but you do have to be careful that you don't squeeze any of the little blisters while moving the tree around, as I do every year. But anyways, yes, it's up. It's decorated. It's looking great. Let me see. I took some pictures of every time I try to show pictures, it works like poo. Hold on. Let me turn down the brightness. Is that like a little too low? Oh. So there's our tree. There's my most treasured ornament. What it is it's just a glass ball, but it's painted as a killer whale by a West Coast native painter. There's my black bass playing Santa Claus. Whoops. Come on, fool. Black bass playing Santa Claus. A rucksack, because come on, bushcraft household. Well, bushcrafter. Little black angel. Hurricane lantern. Star on top. I just took a picture of some of my favorite ones to show off at work. But yeah, so we got ours up and it's done as of last night. Might seem a little early. Tree might be a little dry by the time Christmas comes around, but you know, what do you got up? Squeeze me. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, you've got Campbell's got a false tree up. That's all right. I don't think you can beat a real tree for the smell and everything, but I know a lot of people who just take their tree out of storage every year. Farmer TV says, I come here to listening English language because I want to learn more English. What language do you usually speak, Farmer? Balsam fir. I do love me some balsam. Hey now, squeeze me. Hey now. Man on the street. Hi Al, who by the way is also a channel member, says, we have the tree that comes in a box. Too many years to bother anymore. When I was a kid, we had a fake tree. 1970s vintage. 2 big wooden dowels painted green with slanted holes. And there were like little color coded rings around the holes, I think. And the branches were like twisted wire with like green plastic. It looked like a Christmas tree, but if you look close, the branches were like big, heavy gauge twisted wire, and the bottoms of the wires were also color coded. So like all the red sized ones went at the bottom, tuck, 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 all the way around, and then all the whatever orange sized ones or blue or whatever And so it was roughly conic, roughly. Boom, 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 boom. Trees up here went to cut down on Sunday. So you got your tree happening as well. Campbell's not allowed to put up a real tree anymore. Is that a household rule or is that a local bylaw? Linda says, my Christmas trees are surrounding me in the woods. Don't need or have one indoors. You just drop pine branches to decorate the... Well, you don't have room for a tree in your tiny house anyway, Linda. And there's a real magic to being surrounded by living trees, that's for sure. Grace has seen the whole ornament before. I think I shared a picture of that ornament somewhere else, didn't I? Grace? Kristen has a fake tree up since it's been up since Labor Day. Oh yeah, Kristen, you do a fall tree and then you transfer it over to Christmas, right? Yeah, you decorate it with fall. Yeah. Nice. Destiny is saying to Camp Bell Upgrid that she's been enjoying their videos of late and going to blitz through them on your day off tomorrow. Nice. I like it. I like it. Whoops. Hey, Skip. How's it going? Do you have a tree up yet, Skip? I'm just going to try to skip down a little bit. Hey, Tim's here. Almost home from Los Angeles. Nice. Did it? Is that because of the... oh, so you had a color-coded tree once as well. Yeah, I don't think they do them like that anymore. I've seen a lot of trees where... I'm just trying to remember. The branches are like... They're hinged, so you just take it out of the box and tunk. I do love a real tree, though. What? Last live tree you put up had a squirrel's nest in it? Oh, my land. I bake. I don't love baking, but my daughter does killer cookies and good cakes and stuff, but I do like pear crumble, apple crisp, stuff like that. I get it. Okay, I get it, Campbell. I see it. So Serge has two fake trees, not up, but one will be in the living room, the other on the second floor hallway. If I want the real deal, I'll just walk in my Douglas fir plantation. Yeah, show off. Grace, I think I focused on it during one of my. I'm going to start that whole sentence again. All right. Yeah, Grace, I think I may have focused on it in one of my gift guide videos as well. I like to show that thing off. If it ever gets broken, I will be distraught because they're not like it's not something that artist makes every year. It was like 1 year they made a bunch. They did like a killer whale, bear, raven, and something else. But they, so if it gets broken, forget about it. You're gonna hang an upside down tree? Yeah, nope. Don't hang. What are blue spurs? Oh, you have a balsam. No smell though. Okay, that's weird because maybe it's drying out already. Shawnee, they brought home a Fraser fir. Kids have decorated, undecorated, and redecorated 16 times since Sunday. The tree is sitting crooked because they mess with it so much. Have to recenter it. Excuse me and Noel Safari. What are blue spurs? What am I missing? I'm going to feel stupid when this is explained, right? Yeah, we lost all ours as well, Steve. All the snow's gone. Yeah. Yeah. Country Boy says, my tree is an 8-inch tall plastic deal that plugs into a USB port. My daughter bought it for me when I downsized, so a real tree wouldn't fit in your house anymore. So, do you still get like all Christmas spirity with such a small tree? Like, does it still hit the same spot? Like, I guess emotionally, or in terms of Christmas feeling? Destiny has been in a deep freeze of continuous fluffy snow for the past few days. Well, we had a bunch of snow, but blue spruce, Grace. I think you're right. Blue spruce. We got one of those growing right out front here. Nice tree. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think you're right. Blue spruce. Why the hell did I not pick up on that? Yeah, blue spruce is a nice touch. Absolutely, nice choice. Um, I just want to spin back a little bit to revisit a comment. Oh yeah, so to Farmer TV, what language do you usually speak? And if anyone here uses a word you don't understand, just ask him. We can explain it. Tea's a good drink. Yeah, yeah, man. I knew I was going to feel stupid when this got when this got explained. Um, Destiny is down to my last 500 ornaments. Time to go Christmas decor shopping again. Oh, it's driving me crazy. Every year we buy a few more, but there's no room anymore. And Honeybee likes blue spruce. I do as well. Favorite smell in the world? I'm more into the balsam, but yeah, blue spruce is a nice smell. I just, you know what? I like the conifers. I love the smell of the conifers. Everything from the spruces and the firs. I mean, I love cedar. I love, yeah, all that stuff. Um, Joanne also, but hi, by the way, has a small tabletop artificial. So that's a couple of you that use a small little. Oh, I get it, country boy. You were saying that you lost your spirit several years ago. Kids grew up and moved out. Christmas was for them. Yeah, I only sort of got it back when the kids came around. Yeah. Christmas equals trees, fairy lights, wood fires, and tea. Hot tea. Absolutely. Tea, Earl Grey. Hot. Mm. Oh, okay. So maybe I shall pour the beer. What this is my wife bought me a beer advent calendar. So a beer a day for 24 days means I'm not losing any weight this December. So this is the Sir John Brewing Company, which is where? La Chute, Quebec. So about an hour and a half away from Montreal. Uh, La terre, c'est notre bro. C'est notre bro. Recycle puis fais attention à ta peau. So the earth is our bro. Recycle and uh, take care of your skin. Something gets lost in translation. This is called Ici le mulet est roi. It's a house. Ici le mulet est roi means here the mullet is king. 5.2% alcohol by volume. Hallertau Mittelfrüh. That's probably the name of the. If this is too hoppy, I'm going to be pissed off. But I have never even heard of this distillery. That's the nice thing about this advent calendar. It's all Quebec microbrews. So let's see the beer in the glass, shall we? I'm gonna go out on a limb and say it'll be a light color. I was not wrong. Try not to blow the pour. Serge is here, so I'm probably gonna blow it completely. Oh no! Ooh no! I'm doing rather swimmingly. A little heady, a little bit, but not a disaster. Well, it's nice and cloudy. I like that. Let's just put that there for a minute. Wipe off the hand. So where were we? Beety boop boo. Destiny says cedar smells divine. I agree completely. And man, oh, cedar, like when you throw it in, I often use cedar as sort of the beginning of a fire. And while it's burning, it smells good enough to eat. I love it. Campbell agrees. Squeeze Me made a giant wreath out of grapevines. Okay. I have not yet made an Earl Grey whiskey cocktail. I kind of feel that if I was to make an Earl Grey cocktail, I might use gin. If it's a lighter whiskey, like a 40% ABV, that might be able to stand up to the Earl Grey. Mint hot chocolate for Linda. Yeah, she bought me a beer advent calendar. I bought her a Prosecco advent calendar. That's hoppy, all right. Citrusy. Slight soapy aftertaste. Not bad, but I wouldn't buy it. It's okay. No, sure was not. Absolutely no kidding. Campbell's got a first grandchild on the way. Come on, that's cool. Al is asking Country Boy. 36 of marriage, kids have kids. We don't do the whole decorate the house and big tree anymore. I think I don't love decorating the whole house. My wife loves decorating the whole house. I think I'd want a tree though, even if I lived alone. Like maybe something small, but there's the smell. You can't beat that smell. Oh, Kristen always does Christmas Eve there. We do a réveillon at my mother-in-law's place on the 24th because we're good French Canadians. And then the next day we get up, have like brunch and haul our cookies from the lake down to town and then over to the West Island to my sister's place for supper on the 25th. A lot of driving. Lot of driving. Yeah. It's not this one though. Yesterday's was by one of my favorite Quebec distillery, brasseries, whatever the hell a brasserie is in English, brewery, called Pit Caribou. It's the Bonaventure. It's a very nice caramelly red ale. I think I might have had that one before. That's true. That's true, Serge. Yes, I have a lot of Pit Caribou, Steve. I buy it. I buy their stuff whenever I can, practically. You're right. The fire does need to be crackling. It is unfortunate that I live in a city with a fire ban. Well, with that solids fire ban, I mean, I can have a gas fireplace, but who the hell wants a gas fireplace? Sharon Q in the house. How's it going? Channel member, personal hero. It's members like you, by the way, who are going to help me replace this camera with a 4K one for filming with. It's people like you who are helping me buy batteries for said camera or rechargeables for the lights that I'm using, or memory cards and software updates. So, I mean, I want you guys to know that I massively appreciate every time one of you signs up for a membership or hits the tip jar down below or something. You are absolutely actively helping keep my channel growing. So this Friday's video, I hope you guys notice I did something different in the edit, just as a way to try to get the picture quality better. And I think it's a lot better. But I'll want to know if you guys noticed that. I'm just trying to catch up with the side chat. Everything just jumped. No, I'm not trapping the squirrels, Destiny. I don't want to start putting those membership fees into fines. Wow, 10,000 or so lights? Yikes. Al, holy crap. Sharon says, wanted to do a first Christmas turkey at the new house, but no kitchen is going to make it hard. So Christmas at this house and leftovers go up with us after Christmas. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Hey, look at that. I got a super chat. Thanks, mister. Thank you kindly. To help with the new camera or batteries. It's crazy how many batteries you go through, especially this little guy here. This thing goes through batteries like I go through pizza. Okay, so I've got 3 batteries, and that can usually keep me going for a video. Lipstick has to upgrade the solar, so wood stove may need to wait for a while. I love a nice wood stove. Oh yeah, you for those of you who don't know, a lot of you do, but Linda built a tiny house. I think based on a trailer of some sort. So Linda, you had found a really small wood stove, hadn't you? Like something sized for a tiny little place. Yeah, I worked really hard on the audio, like really, really hard. Absolutely. Destiny, my city fines for touching squirrels. You can't trap, you can't kill, you can't touch at all. I might even be provincial. Um, in some cities you can trap them, take them somewhere, and release them. I can't touch the squirrels. If I could, I wouldn't be constantly bitching about the squirrels. I'd be doing something about it. Sharon, yes. In fact, I did buy better batteries off of Amazon. Yeah. Oops. Yeah, Jess and Squirrels. The story for the ages. Nightly quote from Jess. This thing goes through batteries like I go through pizza. Mm. Yeah, I don't love that beer. I don't dislike it, but meh. Yes, right. The Cub Grizzly by Cubic Mini Stoves. Yeah, they're kind of expensive though, aren't they, Linda? Wow, look, all wood stoves are expensive, aren't they? Whether it's for a hot tent or a cabin, wood stoves are just. I mean, and you want to spend the money because you don't want to cheap out on something that could burn down your tent or your house, right? Right. Um. So when we hit 10 o'clock and I pour my whiskey, I don't know what whiskey to pour. Al is here, so I may do this. If he's not here anymore by then, I may do this. This is also an iconic blended malt. Or I could do this port cask finish Aaron, which is delicious. I haven't decided yet. Destiny has one of those cubic minis. Nice. Nice. Now, I believe they come in a couple of sizes, right? I mean, they're all small, but or a couple of different levels in some way. Sharon's stove hearth install came in at just under $8,000. Yeah, the install is a big part of the price as well. Yeah, everyone. Doody boom doom. Just allow me to do one little thing here, folks. Sorry, guys. I am looking for something. There we go. Okay. I know it's super unpro of me to look away from the screen, but you know. You know how it is. Sometimes you get a little distracted, and I'm trying to do something that. Oh well, I'll do. I was trying to do something, but it ain't working. Honeybee, what are you gonna dramify? What kind of drama are you gonna have? Honeybee, send me a message on Signal, will you? Is it Signal? Sorry about this, guys. I'm having an issue with the with one of my apps here, which is very frustrating. I really, really hate that. I hates it. There we go. Make new device. All right, back to what we're supposed to be doing here. Okay, where was we? Okay, Honeybee's gonna have a dram with me. Okay, Al's gonna head out. So okay, we won't do the blue tonight. So maybe that spice tree. They do come in different sizes, right? Yeah. One fall evening, I went to light up our wood stove for the first time. Opened the stove door that jumps out at me. Just a favorite girl. Oh, stupid squirrels. There we go. I really, man. I once had to move the oven, well, the stove, the range, whatever, out of my old kitchen onto the balcony because a squirrel came running in, and we had 2 cats at this time, so caught sight of one of the cats and boom, right inside the oven, which had been off for days. But ugh. So yeah, everyone say goodnight to Al, the man on the street, because he's off to the club to scare the employees. Okay, so Linda's new range hood is too heavy for her current solar. That sucks, because you just got that, right? Hey, David's here. How's Nashville treating you? David, by the way, is a channel member. Personal hero. Nice choice, Mr. B. Definitely a nice choice. I am trying to catch up, but you guys are just chit-chatting away. Chit-chatting away. Okay, everyone's just saying hi to David because he's a very popular person. It's very popular. Drive's been fine. Nashville's great. I have never been to Nashville. Holy snap. Thanks, Al. Get that cam. Yep, I will. I'm planning on it. This 2023 is going to be my year to upgrade a few things, I think. One of these days, I'm going to... Here's the thing. I think I've shown a couple of you the drone I'd like to get, but getting a drone right now is not an easy justification because I'm not hitting the woods enough to really make that a worthwhile purchase. Whereas replacing this, I don't know if I'd actually replacing this for my videos is a great idea because I want the 4K so that I can edit in 4K, even if I output to 1080p. I've already explained to you guys ad nauseum why I want to film in 4K, and I have been with with this little guy here, and it gives me so much editing freedom, you know. So yeah, what was I? Oh, it jumped again. Sorry if I miss anyone, but it just sort of jumped. So, oh, you bought the T-shirt. All right, David, I love it. I'm gonna want to see that T-shirt. Yeah. Um, Linda says, yeah, when I turn on the lowest fan setting, it shut. Yeah, it's too bad that they did that. So I don't know how much it's going to be for you to upgrade your system. Do you have to replace a bunch of stuff? Like, do you have to buy a new inverter and stuff? That would irritate the hell out of me. That would absolutely irritate the hell out of me. Yeah, I remember, Linda. I think we were talking about the Cub when we talked about this a long time ago, though. But I think I remember that that's what we were talking about. Um, thanks, David. You know what? So let's do a cheers to Al and to David for um, the super chats, and to just let me scroll up. I just want to scroll up to. We can show that. And to Campbell Off Grid. David, Al, and to Campbell Off Grid. Thanks, guys, for helping me to move towards that new cam. So here's the thing. I was really hoping that I would hit 3,000 members. Oh, and thank you, Country Boy Trapped in the City, for a very generous. You guys are being very generous tonight. Thanks, guys. I was kind of hoping that I would hit 3,000 subs by the end of 2022. I don't think it's going to happen, but I'm getting pretty close. Makes like, I think I'm going to hit 3,000 in the early part of 2023, unless I say something to really piss everybody off. But yeah, I think I said at one point, because some of you know that I've had a very rough year, and I said after the car accident that I really, really needed a win, and I've been kind of I'm not going to walk that back, but I've been thinking about this year since saying that, and realizing that I've had a lot of wins, like related specifically to the channel, and the channel is very important to me, and so in the greater life, it's been a really rough year. In this little corner of it, this little corner where I put so much effort, and you guys make it so worth my while, I've had some wins. So I didn't hit 3,000. I'm coming really, really close. I've met two of you guys now. I and you two are like the first YouTubers who I've met. I got to go hang out on Russell's land. You know, it's easy to forget the little wins that happen every day when you've had like a good 6 or 8 big freaking, big losses in a year. I'm going to try to really pay attention to the little wins from here on out, because they do really make it feel a little less dismal in this little life. Didn't mean to get all maudlin on you guys. It's something I've been percolating on since the accident, and since saying, I need a win. Do you guys feel the same? Like, do you feel that like when a couple of really bad things happen, it suddenly feels like nothing good has happened forever, kind of thing? Am I sort of alone in that because of the fact that I have this sort of black dog who sits on my shoulders so often? Where the hell you been, man?
Engineering school, kicking my butt.
Oh yeah, I'm sure of it. I'm sure of it. How
But
much longer do you have for that?
so I'm actually going to start with a 2-year degree just for the sake of something on the resume, but it's all pretty parallel. So I start with engineering technology and I finish that probably this spring.
Okay. Nice.
I'd like to see if someone will hire off of that, and then college would be paid for through employer, which is always great. But
Yeah.
if not, I'll just go back to school.
Okay. That's
But
cool.
we have Cascanam, or however you say it. Frankly, Gaelic is really hard to read and even harder to pronounce.
Yeah. Well, especially because of how like the letters MH can be pronounced as a W or an M or a V, depending on where they fall in the word. It's like, I spent some time learning Irish for
I
no,
tried to.
yeah, for no reason other than pure curiosity, and I came away from that secure in the knowledge that Irish was definitely a language where the written language and the spoken language were designed by two different committees
It is
sitting on
not a Latin
opposite
language.
ends of the island. Of the island. David says, "When life goes downhill, I'm glad I can ski." That's an excellent life philosophy, David. Hey, Cabin Dweller's here. Stacy, man, nice to see you. Yeah, I was just getting a little modeling. Sorry about that, Stace. Stace, like, I'm totally sure you're okay with being called Stace. Sorry about that, Stacy. Um, Good and bad in the year. The nightmare this house has caused. Yeah, Sharon, that house build has been rough. A lot of people are having that kind of problem though, so at least you're not alone in that kind of nightmare. You know?
Come here, Opie. You want to be on camera? Let's do doggy cam for a second.
Yeah, definitely do doggy cam.
There we go.
Look at that.
Hi, puppy.
Excuse me.
Come here.
Look at
She
that
likes
old
to
dog.
hug, actually. It's really weird.
So cute.
Oh, thank you. There's so many people watching you right now, and you don't even care. You still think I'm the best thing in the world.
Dogs are the best thing in the world.
They really are. There's another one curled up right there. That little
Yeah.
that lump right there. That's a dog.
Yeah, I definitely miss having a dog. Campbell says, when I have one of those days, Moose, believe it or not, brightens my day. I believe that. Absolutely. Hey, Steve's in the house. How's it going? Celebrate even the little wins. Yeah, I think you're right.
You've had quite the wins and just people trying to donate for your camera, man. Holy smokes.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah. Makes me feel all warm and fuzzy. Destiny agrees with me with regards to this community. Oh, yeah. And like just some of the conversations I've had on or off screen with some of y'all, you know, it's been a good way to meet some people from elsewhere, kind of thing.
The gift giving season is upon us. What are you anything you're hoping for or interested in?
I have not had time to. My wife texted me today. I need a Christmas list. I'm like, I don't have time.
Me too. I'm
Yeah,
actually right now currently being hounded by 3 people.
yeah, yeah. I am. Yeah.
It's that way. There's a couple of things I would like to receive.
Let me ask you this: are you embarrassed to ask for certain things because they're kind of expensive?
Yes, constantly.
Yeah, me too.
And it's like the thing is though, I don't want things that aren't useful. Like I don't want to receive something that's just too low end that I know I'm going to replace because now I have it and I want the better one.
It for me. I have a lot of stuff. Like I'm owned by stuff. Like every now and again, I off gas a bunch of stuff, but like, and so I'm afraid of kind of what you're talking about. Like I'm afraid of receiving something that I'm not going to use because it's taking up room, but I'll feel compelled to keep it because blah blah blah. So I and like many of the things that I want are too expensive for me to lay onto someone else to buy for me, kind of thing.
Hmm.
You know?
My favorite thing has been to tell people, at least lately, because I'm in engineering school right now trying to pay for stuff. Like, man, I just want to be able to pay for my classes.
Mhm.
So I'll just tell them, like, throw money at me at the very worst, you know?
At the end of engineering school, do you get the iron ring?
Hmm?
The iron ring?
I've never even heard of an iron ring. What do you mean?
Yeah, I don't know if it's a Canadian engineering thing or general, but in Canada, once you graduate engineering school, you get an iron ring. Um, it's somewhere there's a big supply of iron from some historical bridge or something in Canada, and so every engineer gets a ring made from that iron.
That's very cool. I
So
like
it's not they don't do that in the States,
Not that I know of. I mean, I'm sure there are other like certificate brotherhoods. Like we have the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, and they
right?
all have like signets and cards
Yeah.
and stuff.
Okay. um, everything's jumped. I want to make sure that we're not ignoring anyone here. Uh, okay, Stace is fine. Yeah, sorry, I should like Stace. Like we're totally like hanging on the weekends, right? Um, but yeah, so I don't know. Hey, Kelly Simmons in the house. How's it going? Nice to see you. Uh, Serge is within 2 months of completing his degree, and all I can think of is dealing with the ex-wife regarding changing the car. Oh no. Serge, maybe let's have a chat this week.
Well,
Just needs a new schedule with more time. Yes, yes, that is top of my list. New
yeah, we need to
schedule.
switch him to one of those 40-hour a day schedules.
Yeah, it's an easy switch, right?
I think so.
You know,
I
we'll
mean, that's
go
how I get good at instruments. I just practice 40 hours a day until I come out of the other side and be like, why is it
8 days a
dark?
week.
It's supposed to be the morning.
Yeah. David's goal is to get a dog in 2023 or a steel June bug and or willow. I tell you,
Hmm.
after spending a few days with those dogs, I would definitely take those two. Hey, look at that. Nina's here. How's it going?
No, my gift season list has, I've noticed over the years, shrunk a lot, and most of what
Uh-huh.
I want is either like I'll tell somebody go make me something meaningful or have something meaningful made for me that I
Yeah.
can use every day. Like I got a mug some time ago. I've gotten printed journals actually for my wife's anniversary. I think last year or the year before. We both made each other gifts, and she made me a homemade photo book full of all our memories, and I bound her recipe book from
Oh,
the stuff we
nice.
like to cook together. So stuff like that is what I gravitate toward because, like you said, I get embarrassed about asking for expensive stuff.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Absolutely. I just want to point out to David. Russell said he's not going to be here tonight because Ray was going to visit him. Yeah, it's a collapsed bridge, but I don't remember which bridge. Oh, David says that the iron ring is a Canadian thing. Okay.
Art and Design wants to know if I'm classically trained in guitar or do I hear and play. So I hear and play on guitar, but I'm classically trained in viola and piano. So
Where's art and
very
design? Oh,
different.
excuse me. Okay. Yeah, I
Yeah.
see.
Very different worlds for me. I So some of you have been on the channel like a long time. We'll have heard some
Mm-hmm.
of the other conversations. And I used to be, I used to play professionally and used to teach and all that. And then the plague ruined a lot of it,
Yeah.
which is okay because it kind of made me reevaluate. So I mean, when you do the thing that you love for money, it definitely changes your relationship to it a lot.
Yeah.
And I realized I really didn't want that at all. So I switched fields, which is okay. I mean, it's good to flex my brain muscles and stay plastic too. So engineering gives me that.
Yep. Giving your brain new areas to develop in is healthy for the head in a big way. Speaking of healthy, I just want to point out what Destiny said. Things I'm grateful for this year: hot tea, wood fireplaces, wall finter.
Brachycephalic husbands.
I'm gonna start that again because I said wall and finter. Okay, hot tea, wood fireplaces, fall, winter, brachycephalic. What the hell's brachycephalic? Dogs. Oh, pugs. And brachycephalic husbands. I love it. Wall and Finter. That's embarrassing.
Excuse me, I do also play keys. Piano is where I kind of started. So I have both worlds on piano. I played classically, and then I also played in a church for a while. But it was the good kind of church, like Black Grandma was the one doing music kind of church. So it wasn't just this like scrubbed awfulness. It was good stuff that I got to play there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do also play keys. I like freestyling on guitar. I wish I knew how to do some of the more advanced techniques, but now that my life is so busy, I don't really have time to learn it.
That is an issue, isn't it?
Yeah, it is what it is, though. I mean, I've got, as far as musical outlets and things that make me very happy, I have far more than most. Hey, we're on stream. Your dog's right here. She's on camera.
So cute. Love that little dog.
You want to say hi to, I don't know how many people are watching your stream right now, but it's a lot.
25.
25 people. Peace.
Oh, it was nice to see her.
They think it was nice to see you. No, she's
Okay.
she's been at it. She's been at the grindstone lately.
Yeah. I have as well. Work has been exhausting.
Yeah, it's that way. It's that season. I feel like towards the end of the quarter, it all just kind of,
Yeah. Yeah. I did my quarterly dry week a couple of weeks ago because I got really sick.
Excuse me, thinks that is my wife. That is my mother. That's okay though. My wife is also a tiny thing though.
Yeah.
Even
but your mother's been on screen before, so I figured.
Once or twice. I think "excuse me" is newer, however, than the last time my mother would have been here.
Yes.
What are you drinking?
I'm thinking of having this spice tree. This is by Compass Box. They do blends, but their whole raison d'être is to show the world that you can have blends that are not for mixing. So their blends can be very expensive. But I haven't decided. I'm either going to have this or my Aaron port cask. You're having a sherry cask. So
I am having a sherry cask.
Maybe
this is half and half, actually. I think this is American oak and then sherry.
Yeah.
Yep. American first, then sherry. Although still same non-chill filtered, no color. Yep. Tasty stuff. This one's really caramely on the nose and then very spicy on the tongue. It's kind of nice.
Yeah. The spice will come from the sherry because that's a European oak, and the caramelly will come from the American oak. It gives like a lot of vanilla and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
This is well balanced and powerful with notes of hazelnut, strawberry jam, and mandarin oranges. Mm-hmm. It's but I'm looking at bottled and matured. But I don't know if this is matured in a port cask or if it's matured in American oak and then finished in port cask.
I'm a big fan of the whole half and half thing.
Yeah.
Where, about half of the maturation is done in the American oak and then the other half in the sherry. I think I would like something with a little bit more American because I've done a lot of the spice lately and I've enjoyed that. But I think I'd like to try something really mellow next.
Glenfiddich 12.
Really?
Well, it's because it's 40% ABV, so it doesn't punch you. There's no peat in it or anything.
I forgot you heard about my misadventure with Lefroy.
Yeah, I like peat. Lefroy is a big step for your first peat, though. Like that's a punch in the head.
I think I compared it to A fireside bellows. I think I told you it felt like I drained
Yeah,
my whiskey through a fireside bellows and then drank it.
yeah. I like peat. I like smoke. A lot of peats, especially from Isla, which Lefroy gives, have this like medicinal band aid element to it, though, which I don't like. So, like, I have occasionally bought a very expensive mistake. It's like, this could have been so good, but what's with the band aid?
Lefroy was not cheap.
No,
Not a cheap bottle.
no, not at all. I just want to say hi to. Oops, oh crumbs! It jumped. There we go. She's a blue. How's it going? Nice to see you. Um, Country Boy says, I wish my artistic talents with wood and leather translated to music. I've tried, and all I can manage is the harmonica. My kids are both musicians. Pick up and play anything they can play. All it takes is agonizing effort. That's what I say.
Like, oh, you're so
That's
talented. I'll never know how you do it. I practice. Man,
hard
it's
freaking
so
work.
great.
Yeah.
So great that just comes to you. Actually, I
No.
practice.
Yeah. Yeah. Gotta love that raw talent. No. I practice. Damn it. David is going to get some Jack Daniels because he's in Nashville.
I'm not a huge fan of Jack Daniels, but they do make a honey whiskey that's pretty good.
There is one Jack Daniels that I will buy. In fact, I have a bottle of it over there. It's the single barrel. I'm not going to step off screen to go and get it, but
It's not their cask strength, is it?
it's like 58%. I recently on my other channel did a video where I made an old fashioned using a Jack Daniels and a rye, and that bottle I bought specifically for that video. It's a very good whiskey. Like even for a Jack Daniels, it's very good.
I did some sinning with this. I actually made several strawberry whiskey sours with an Aberlour whiskey,
Really,
which seems wrong, but it was really good.
at the end of the day, it's your bottle, right? Do what you want with it, kind of thing.
He actually told me once that the best way to drink your whiskey is however you want it.
Yeah, absolutely. Nana knows exactly what I mean. Yeah, it's the element of a lot of peats that I don't like. David says, "Can people please type with a larger font? I lost my Dollarama glasses."
You could always get out your Nat Geo Advent Calendar magnifying glass and just go across the screen.
Hey, we got Big Green Moose in the house. How's it going? Give Ardbeg Ugadal a try. I do have an Ugadal. In fact, I'm on my second Ugadal in this past year right now. It's a terrific whiskey. If you drink a Ugadal from this year and one from like a bunch of years ago, you'll notice that they're starting to sort of come down off the wrong side of the, they're coming down off the peak a little bit. But Ugadal is just a terrific whiskey. Yeah. I'm an Ardbeg fan myself.
I can tell you what fun things I've wanted for gift giving season. Thankfully, my off camera is only like 6 seconds. So,
damn it.
That was only like 2.
Yeah, that was.
One of the things I've really, really liked, we've talked about them before, is Signets and doing letter sealing with them.
Oh, nice. Okay.
For this just past birthday, because, I'm a honeybee in a lot of my online circles. And then originally it was just a pet name from my wife, but she got me a honeybee.
Oh, nice.
To seal with. And I have absolutely adored that. And frankly, I've started becoming fond of honeybee paraphernalia. But like, old world stuff. Like I don't want a honeybee stuffy. I want like this. This is ideal. Or, a tea chest, but with a carved bee on it. Stuff like that.
I would like one of those sealing things with an axe on it. I have one with letter J on it, I think, that I used to use a lot.
It's funny you should say that. I know a guy, and I actually have a blank left.
Oh, like you buy blanks?
Yeah, I've carved a couple of them, actually.
Really?
She's not in the room. I will be carving my wife's next. And then, Yeah, you can get little casting wax blanks. It's called jeweler's wax. It comes in several hardnesses.
Yeah, I've still got some wax. I used to seal everything that I used to write a lot of handwritten letters before my wrists gave out. And I would
Most
seal them all.
unfortunate.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're a couple deep in the queue right now. We're waiting to, man. The more I write them, the more I learn to love them. But man, does it take a long time to get the gumption to write a letter out to somebody.
Well, I used to go all out. I would use an ink pen. I guess all pens are ink pens, but like like a fountain pen, and
Mm-hmm.
I would illuminate them. Right. So the first letter of the letter was always something huge with like an
I've never
illustration.
illuminated, but that sounds really fun, oddly enough.
Yeah, I used to illuminate all the time. All the time. I did all this stuff that like I was convinced I was born in the wrong century. And then I looked at like the stats of how many people died in the Black Plague and thought, you know what?
Hmm.
Hmm.
I'm
But
okay
I
with cherry
mostly,
picking.
yeah, exactly. I don't write a lot anymore because it really hurts because my wrists are all wrecked. But that's why, like when I'm playing a gig, I can play one or two Boron songs in a row, and then I need to do like another four or five bass songs because it's just too much agony.
I would be absolutely devastated if my wrists started giving out because I use them way too much to deal with stress with music.
Yeah, yeah. You know what? I would love to say that I've just gotten okay with it, but I'm just gonna play for as long as things hold out, and hope that since one of those bases over there was 5,000 Canadian dollars, that I can play for a long freaking time.
I hear ya. My viola was not cheap.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because I mean, 5 grand for an electric bass is a lot of money, right?
Mm-hmm.
5 grand for a doghouse is nothing. That's a beginner bass. Violins, like once you get into high quality violins and violas and stuff, like 5 grand is nothing.
Yeah, no, 5 grand. 5 grand wouldn't have even bought me half of mine. It's such a pain. Don't get me wrong. The people who make them, it's entirely by hand. That craft has not changed in almost 400 years.
Yeah.
So they deserve every ounce of that money.
Yeah.
Inflation is a B word. Family
It
friendly
is.
show, kind of. Uh, but yeah, I mean, it's just not cheap.
Yeah.
Because I mean, right, with electric bases and things like that, you can mass produce a number of the components, and the fitment is what the money goes into, the quality of the components and the fitment.
Yeah.
But man, handmade instruments are just
Yeah. Uh, and like at the end of the day, it's not a lot of money compared to classical instruments. I used to know someone who was an orchestral clarinet player. She had two clarinets that were like 10 grand a piece, kind of thing. But
it's insane.
if you come from the background that I came from, I saved up for 6 years to get $5,000 together for that bass for my 40th birthday.
Yeah.
Right. So, I mean, it's got some nice touches. Hold on a second. Okay. I'm stepping off screen for like a second here.
Channel's mine.
Damn it.
Hello, everyone. I'm the new Rain Dance Bushcraft. Wow, that was fast.
Yeah. You mean it took you like no time to take over my channel? Like, I got to stand in the Sadowski shop and pick every piece of wood that went on this bass. Right?
Spalted maple top?
Yeah, absolutely. My favorite.
Gorgeous.
This rosewood can't cross the border anymore, so if I play gigs in the States, I have to bring my Fender. But this nut here, this is mastodon tusk.
Holy smokes.
Hey,
you're not kidding. So now that we're pulling out instruments. So the way that most instrument backs are made in violins and violas is they take a slab of wood and they cut it on a diagonal to book match it.
Book match it.
I have a soft spot for one-piece backs.
Do you have a one piece?
I have a one-piece.
Yeah, that's where part of that money went.
Yep.
My fiddle player finally got himself a one piece back.
Not only do I have a one-piece, I have the most gorgeous one-piece I've ever seen.
We're talking about instrument backs. We're not talking about bathing suits here, people. Oh, yeah, look at that.
This thing is just, oh my God.
Yeah. Whew.
I adore this thing a lot.
Yeah, I love it.
The
So
front
nice.
was book matched spruce, but it was antique book matched spruce.
Uh-huh.
I don't think the rings are kind of coming through, but it's a pretty wide grain
Mm-hmm.
for man in clear vertical grain book match stuff is already not cheap.
Truth. I just want to make sure that we're not ignoring everyone in the side chat here. Uh, oh, Grace didn't realize that Tyler was Honeybee. Yeah. Yeah.
Some time ago, I changed it. It
Yeah.
was probably closer to a year now. It was a long time ago.
Tyler, two people now have said that you look like John Lennon.
Oh wait! I can put on my my Morbius clip-ons. It's been a minute. Let's just get that settled.
Yeah. Apparently, John Lennon was killed on December 8th. There we go.
He's beginning to believe.
Oh, my land. Look at that. Stacy, yeah. It's, and I'll never be able to buy that again. I mean, that was a once in a lifetime purchase for a guy like me. I mean, if I won 30 million bucks, I might buy a second or something. But,
You're sending me some for an instrument, though, right?
yeah, totally. Yeah, because your little one piece back and everything. You got to get something nice.
I need one, man. I mean, like, come on. It's hardly serviceable.
Yeah. Destiny can only play the recorder made of plastic. The recorder gets a bad rap because that's the one that everyone starts on in grade 4, right? Or grade 3. But true, like a Baroque recorder sounds fabulous. I'm a big fan of, I like Baroque music. I like chamber music. Once you get into the classical era, my interest really sort of peters out. I mean, it comes back again, 60s era music and stuff. But I love certain instruments that speak of ancient music to me, like the recorder, the bassoon, the oboe, the harpsichord. I love that kind of stuff.
You don't like romantic era music, like Tchaikovsky and Beethoven and all that?
It starts to get, well, I feel that it starts to get a little too ornate. Do you know what I'm saying?
Sure, yeah.
You know, but I mean, I don't want to. We don't have to turn this into a whole music live stream because we'll alienate some of the people. But that sounds like a nylon string.
No, just a really, really mellow. This whole thing is maple, so it's very mellow.
Okay,
but they are indeed steel strings. I think I'm playing 13s right now.
Okay,
I could be very punchy if I wanted to, but no.
Right. Campbell Off Grid says I can play a chainsaw. Does that count? Hey, whatever you can play. Grace can play a kazoo. Shiza Blue is saying hi to Cabin Dweller. Squeeze Me likes my bass. Yeah, me too. I love it. And it's light. It's light. Squeeze Me says nicey, honeybee. I guess she's talking about your viola.
I'd like to think so. I like it. It's the most expensive thing I own, and it's funny. In the appraisal, they wrote lightly figured. What the hell is heavy figuring then?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, David, for me too. But I feel that any year we can walk out of at the end of, there's a win in there somewhere for us. So I hope that 23 is going to be. And it's funny I say that. I hope 2023 is going to be better for us and everything. I hate New Year's. I think it's arbitrary, but it's useful to think in terms of 2022 is bad. Let's make 2023 better. It's arbitrary, but it works in terms of parceling the time we have into manageable chunks. Tim is hanging in there, just back from seeing Christy in LA. Glad the conversation is not about knives. No, not tonight.
Yet.
Not tonight. Not yeah. LT Survival goes, hello? Did somebody say knives?
Man, he's in here so fast.
Yeah.
And
It's
Alain Belso, oh my god, that man has a knife collection.
Alan, yeah, he's got a good knife collection, and he uses them. You know, it's nice. Anytime that I've hit the woods with him and Serge, he's always brought some really cool stuff to show off. I got to do a video with those two again.
They're fun.
Yeah, good couple of guys to hang in the woods with.
Oh man. Where were we? Get something about a gift list, and then we more than words. Yeah, okay, that is indeed what I was noodling. Excuse me.
Yes, that
Very,
absolutely was.
very sharp ear.
Yeah, Country Boy, you're gonna send me some more pics? Sure, I'll take a look later. A little later. A couple of slings for hunting tools. I see. Yes. Okay. Can you show me that later? I am getting late on the side chat.
Not too far back.
Tim paints by ear.
Don't we all?
I like to think so. David can play the organ. Yeah, I'm not sure what organ you're talking about, so I'm just gonna keep on going.
Interesting flute you've got there.
Yeah. Just gonna. Sharon's never liked New Year's. No, I really don't like New Year's. I don't think it's a legit holiday. Absolutely not. Excuse me. David doesn't like Christmas or New Year's, both commercially oriented holidays.
Yeah.
I've had this conversation with someone.
Usually it's me. I like to dog on that a lot.
Well, this time it wasn't you though. But you know how people keep saying, you know, it's not about gifts and commercialization and stuff, and yes, it is. And I'm not saying that and like I want it to be that way, but everything, like, you know, we keep saying Jesus is the reason for the season, or it's about fellowship, or it's about blah. But if you look at what the hell Christmas has turned into, it really is about the commercialism. And I don't know how you save it from that, unless it's just you take your little moments, right? You take your little moments, you hold your kids, you do the family feeling, and you try to not be like that as much as you can.
Yeah.
But, you know, people don't punch the crap out of each other for deals on Black Friday because Christmas isn't about the commercialism, right? Because
Right?
people are buying their gifts for that year. And so it's frustrating, you know?
Something about Sky Daddy had a kid 2,000 years ago, so the big red man watches us sleep and brings us presents about it.
What's going on?
Right?
Here?
Right. That's what I mean. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, my great-grandparents were actually honest about it. And I think that may have just had something to do with the Depression era. I mean, a lot of them are that way. They're actually honest about Christmas being meaningful. But, man, me and mine, it's like we go to the family Christmases because we have to. And then at home, all we want to do is she is trying her very darndest best to get in that blanket right now.
I was waiting for you to notice. That is
Come
the
here,
cutest thing.
Come here. Come here, Dum Dum. I want to help you. Come on. No, you're not that heavy. Come on. Come here.
Look at that old dog.
Let's talk about Christmas. Come on. Oh, that's old girl.
Come on, that was the cutest.
Me and mine, like, yeah, we go to the family Christmases because we have to, and then we get home, and all we want to do is eat the lamb out of the oven and hold each other and think about, oh my God, I can't wait to not have to do this as much.
Right.
Don't get me wrong, gifts are fun, but it just, I'm not huge on going to see all my cousins and, you know, my dad and my grandparents and my mom's side just to say thank you 20 times and then not talk about anything. But that's all anybody wants to do because they're like, oh, it's gift time, it's food time. And then before you know it, you're gone. We need a name. Yeah. Sasha's the name. Oh, they're talking about their band, aren't they?
Yeah, I think so. I think so. Yeah, I don't for reasons that I will not go into, I do not like to do family. Um, like I'm okay seeing like my mom, my sister, like little. Also, if I'm in a group above like maybe four or five people, I can't hear a thing from
Mhm.
20 years of playing bass on stage without earplugs or without any kind of hearing protection. I can't make out the conversation in front of my face when there are like a bunch of people in the room.
I
So
got
I
blasted
spend
by the horn section, so
mm, right, but
it stops being fun for a lot of reasons. I'd like to go back to the small group, intimate, make each other a gift, talk about how much you love each other, and make some memories type Christmases. Because me and mine do that all the time. We
yeah.
love to, like I said, curl up and just hold each other and eat lamb from the oven, and we'll play games and laugh. Like I miss families playing games at Christmas.
Hmm.
Maybe other people's are that way, but it seems like a lot of mine aren't that way at the moment.
Speaking of games, I kickstarted a game that was the best thing I have ever supported on Kickstarter. It was
What is
called
it?
Fossil Canyon. The conceit is that you run a museum and you're collecting dinosaur bones, and like if you get four cards, if it's a dinosaur that requires four different cards, you get the four cards. You get it's. I've been playing it with Camille, and it's the best game night ever. I'm just
Is it
throwing that
a
out there because you said game night. And I'm like, oh man,
There's one I found called We're Not Really Strangers. There's like 4 or 5 different packs of cards for that. And they're questions that you draw and answer for each other. And at the end, the final card, um, I think the players have to write a note to each other, but you're not allowed to open it until you separate.
oh really?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that game because we're gonna. Have you heard of Friendsgiving or Friendsmas or stuff like that, where instead of your actual blood family, you go with your chosen family and do something too.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Um, I plan on having that for Friendsmas around, and I think we'll probably all do like a full exchange. Like I'll write 5 notes, and so will everyone else, type thing.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, I got it. Yeah. So
That's
this is.
cool.
Oh man, it is. It is so much fun, and it's. There are two games in the box.
Really?
There's yeah, there's Fossil Canyon, which is the main game, and then there's something else called.
Where are you going? Where are you
I don't
going?
think it's showing here because it was a. Oh yeah, bonus. No, puzzle stretch goals. I don't remember, but
Where are you going? Where are you going, silly?
yeah, such a good game. And in the States, you can buy it retail now somewhere. In Canada, you have to ask them where. Look at that dog.
She's just all up in my face right now.
Yeah, pretty cute.
She's a good girl. She's old. I got this puppy.
Yeah, yeah. She looks old.
She's. I
Look at
think
that.
she's 10. She's either 10 or 11.
Linda's saying she's spending Christmas with her dog, hoping to use my oven for Cornish hens. Yeah.
Man,
Up. Serge is out for the evening. Done my homework and off to bed. All right. Good night, Serge. Speak to you later. I hope that this season is really good to you, Serge. I hope so. Everyone's saying good night to Serge, to Mr. 8 Acres. He's been putting up a bunch of videos lately. Cool, short little things about what's happening around what he's working on and stuff. Hey, David Evans, you got another video coming out soon? I want to see some stuff.
don't forget the thumbs up is right.
Don't forget to thumbs up. It's amazing how
Okay.
stuff like that really counts for YouTube right now. Like it used to be how many subs you had, then it was how many hours of time people are spending, and now it's all about the engagement. Like if people are commenting, thumbs upping and commenting and stuff, then YouTube likes your channel.
I will return in just a moment. It seems my dog requires something.
Okay. He gone for the moment. Um but yeah, so like back to my wife saying I need a Christmas list, and I'm like, everything I want is embarrassingly expensive. Like how do you deal with that? You know, how do you deal with that? Like, you know, not giving a Christmas list makes it seem like you're just making their life harder. But when everything you want is like a 3-digit number, well, I guess you could just ask for a little bit of money towards something, eh? Except that I asked my wife for money towards this thing, and she went and bought the damn microphone, even though I had only asked for like half the money, because that was embarrassingly expensive. I was shocked when I opened that box. I was like, I didn't ask you to buy the whole thing. I bought a bunch of those styrofoam sound damping tiles to put up back when I thought that by now I was going to have built a little sort of studio, like maybe a back wall with my logo on it and sort of sound treated this corner. It's just, you're running out of time, like time, it just, and it's gone, you know? Hold on. Somebody asked, Squeeze Me says, what is your favorite band? And if you had to live in an era, what time frame would that be in? My favorite band of all time? Yeah, that's hard. I think it's like The Cure. I think it's got to be The Cure. The first time I heard, the first Cure song I ever heard was Killing an Arab. I was sitting in the back of a car on my way to an event. I was in the Royal Canadian Air Cadets at the time, and there were a bunch of us in this car. We were going to something at another squadron, and one of the other guys had a tape player on him, and he had a Cure tape in there, and he said, "You got to hear this." And I said, "What?" And he's, "You got to hear this." And I ran out and bought that album like the very next day and listened to it and listened to it and listened to it, and I still have I don't like all their albums, like their later albums. I have a hard time getting with, but yeah, probably The Cure. It's tough because I love the Pogues. I adore Spirit of the West. I love Great Big Sea. Love the Who. Love the Guess Who. Love Bachman Turner Overdrive. Fleetwood Mac, fabulous. I like. There's a bunch of K-pop groups that my daughter and I listen to, so I'm warm about them because of the association, right? Like I like Twice and stuff, but like The Cure was The Cure and Leonard Cohen are two artists and bands who the first time I heard them, it felt like something changed. So even if I don't like everything The Cure did or everything Leonard Cohen did, those are sort of like my two pinnacle groups.
Good groups.
Yeah. Linda wants a Buffalo Check onesie complete with trapdoor.
Nice.
Yeah. What you got there?
I feel like if I tell you what I have, you're gonna go grab some, and then we'll both gain weight.
Okay. Don't tell me.
I'm gonna tell you now. You started it.
Okay.
They are mint Milanos.
Oh, really?
Oh man, I love mint Milanos.
I have never ever had one, but we have After Eights upstairs. But I'm not going to go and get one. Oh, Susie and the Banshees. Yeah, I used to listen to them. I saw Susie Sue and Budgie, their percussionist or drummer, have a duo group as well called The Creatures, I think, and I went to see them live. Great show. Toad the Wet Sprocket. Holy crap. Man, really? Great band. I haven't thought about them in years, but great band. Nena says, we're using our Christmas money for implants at the periodontist. So that's teeth?
What is a periodontist? It sounds like a teeth.
It sounds like correction stuff, like braces and bridges and stuff. But I don't know if I'm right about that.
I think you're right.
Yeah. Smashing Pumpkins, another seminal band. Absolutely. Okay. I was waiting for somebody to notice this. This mic really does need to be dusted.
Gotta have some good stuff, man.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
Little one, I will hold you. You keep coming in like 6 inches. Come here. Nope. All right. I tried.
If it doesn't meet you halfway, there's nothing you can do for him, right? I miss having a dog.
What stops you? Just busyness or allergies in the home?
I don't think I'm allergic. Busyness, absolutely. The reason I don't have any cats anymore is because of allergies.
Me too.
My last two cats were just killer cats. They were amazing. They were fabulous. I had them forever. Um, they were brothers, same mother, same father, because the mother got out of the house twice, and I saw the same cat helping himself both times.
Hmm.
When we finally sort of took her to the vet and said, "Please, just fix this." But the elder of the two, Taro, was literally born in my lap.
Really?
Yeah, his mother had spent all night before giving birth trying to crawl under my legs in bed and meowing. And I was like, cut it out. And then finally, like 5 in the morning, I just felt this goosh of liquid right in my groin. I was like, what?
Hey, no
I'm
way.
like 20. And I looked down. I'm like, okay, I didn't piss the bed. She was just giving birth. I looked again, just saw her two legs and this little, this little baby drop onto the.
Great. Thanks.
So I got the hell out of bed immediately. But yeah, he was a fabulous cat, and his brother Darmood was also absolutely fabulous. But without them, I'm not going to. I'm not going to get more cats.
You thinking about
Yeah,
it now?
yeah, old U2 I loved absolutely. I liked some older U2, some newer U2 as well. I was good up until like Actung Baby, I guess.
Dingus, it's in my hand. Oh my
Dingoose.
god. You're so dumb. I love you.
Excuse me, is asking if you've heard of the Chameleons,
I
Swamp Thing,
have.
1986. I used to listen to a band called the Chameleons, but not a lot. I also used to listen to. Oh man, I was into the whole Manchester thing for a while. Bands like the Charlatans UK and what the hell were they called? Doesn't matter. Almost nobody listened to Manchester. I often wonder what is this. I often wonder if greats like Mozart reincarnated, who would they be today? Depeche Mode, Queen, Rolling Stones, Maroon 5, Burl Ives, Figgy Duff.
I think Mozart would be a guy who's currently alive named Jacob Collier.
Ho ho ho! I think you're right.
Jacob Collier is insanely smart.
Solid choice.
And I'm
Solid.
positive, like, if Mozart did reincarnate, that's who he is. That's Mozart.
I am not surprised you brought him up. I'm not surprised at all.
Holy
That guy
shit.
is legit.
That man's a force of nature.
That guy is terrifying.
From what I understand, you have to qualify to buy a ticket to his shows.
Interesting. David, I am not eating cheese right now. I could really go for some cheese. Hey, look who's here. Lord Vader in the house.
Bum, 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 ba-dum, bum, but if we have a, it's funny that Lord Vader's here. Good evening, Darth Vader. If we have a wedding of sorts for mine and me, I'm gonna see if I can convince her to walk down the aisle to the Imperial Death March.
I played a wedding where the bride came down to what I like to call the Darth Vader hoedown. It was a good wedding actually.
That just sounds like the coolest, funniest. And it would bother all of our like really, really alt conspiracy theorist family members, and that's like at least half of why I want to do it.
Yeah, I get it. Should I pour myself another whiskey?
What percent was the whiskey you already poured?
I think it was 50.
Oh, dude, pour it.
Yeah, 50%. Aaron, I think they all do 50. Tim says all the Rick bands of the 60s, 70s, and 80s are my favorite. When you say Rick bands, you mean the ones that were heavy on the Rickenbacker guitars? Guys like the Byrds and stuff like that? Or is that another term? Or are you saying the rock bands?
I think rock bands because
I think
I
he's
is
saying
right
rock
next
bands.
to O.
Yeah, yeah, I think you're right. I thought you were talking about like all the jangly Rickenbacker bands, because all the like for a time all the jangly bands like the Birds and stuff like that, they all played Rickenbacker guitars.
Which are still cool, mind you.
Very cool. I will never own one.
I don't have the
Uh,
money for one, but
I well, I almost bought one once. I bought a Gibson Thunderbird instead. Um, but they're almost boutique level money now, and they can just keep raising their prices because every one of their guitars is sold before it's even off the assembly line, either by a
mm,
store or by an owner, right? So they're hard to get your hands on. They can charge whatever the funk they want. And I don't think that they're good enough for the price that they're charging. If they were all like $2,500 or like 15 to $2,500, fine. But some of them are really expensive, and I don't think they're that good.
if I were to get a Rickenbacker, I would get the 330 Slimline.
Mm,
Love that thing.
yeah, I used to be in a band with a guy with like straight up Birds machine, right? 12-string Rickenbacker.
Oh man, that's cool.
Yeah. Oh, Ian Drury. Oh my God, yeah. Hit me with your rhythm stick. Poor guy.
She doesn't even want under the blankets anymore.
No, I saw the Ramones twice live. At one of those shows, my mother was at that show. I'm dancing and she's dancing, and so we both sort of said, "What are you doing here?" But she was dating a guy who was a ticket scalper at the time, so okay, it is a dentist. That tells me that I'm quite late on the chit chat. Genesis, also Peter Gabriel. At one point, Genesis was led by Peter Gabriel. That was some kick-ass Genesis. I missed. I've only seen Peter Gabriel once, and it was part of an Amnesty International concert. So it was like him and Blah and someone else and Boo, and Uh, but a few years ago, he retoured the original lineup and the of band and songs from the Up album, and I heard about this. I immediately went to Ticketmaster, and it was sold out. Regret, massive regret. Destiny also likes Jacob Collier. Yeah.
It's
David
just so
Evans is
cool.
out. Good night, David. Peace soup.
Peace.
Peace soup.
Am I gonna eat a whole bag of Milanos?
I think you're gonna eat a whole bag of Milanos.
I'm down for it, man. They are noisy to get out though.
Yeah. 18 days until Santa. I need to get one more thing for my wife, but I don't know what to get. Tom Cochran, yeah, okay. And then I've been getting into alt indie. I recently discovered I want to call them a J-pop band, but they're really art house. Called Atarashi Gato, and a lot of J-pop and K-pop are girl groups, boy groups, right? They do that kind of girl group, boy group kind of choreography and stuff, and like these are machines put together by A&R guys. Atarashi Gato is a singing slash dance group. Like they're dancers, and so their dancing is much more sort of what you would expect if you go to see a dance show at the arts center.
That's
uh,
cool though.
yeah, I think they're brilliant. um, their sound is very all over the place. Some of it is very grungy, some of it is extremely jazzy, some of it is kind of poppy and everything, but I think they're brilliant. I don't understand a thing they're saying because Japanese, but and very much even when they're going all like kawaii, they're subverting that genre, which I love, because what we see of K-pop and J-pop is this machine of bands like whatever, Twice, Blackpink, right? these overly manufactured sounds and everything. And I mean, look, I listen to it with my daughter, so um, but whenever I see a band that really subverts that coming from there, I kind of I feel the need to love them just
I
because it's you know
I have faith that because you said that that band is one of them that could do the machine made stuff well and chooses not to
yeah, no, these
because they
like
know they're so much better.
yeah, they can really sing. um the dancing is clearly like they come from a dance school background rather than a pop school background, you know. And you can see that in like the moves and stuff, and how like they're trying to tell a story with their movements. Really, really cool. Absolutely. um Excuse Me has a 6 string Diga, ugliest guitar, but sounds amazing. I don't know anything about it. Russell looks much younger tonight. Yeah, Russell's not around. He's got Ray over.
I'm younger tonight.
Yeah, Tyler ages backwards.
It's really weird. It's kind of a Benjamin Button thing, but it actually goes up and down. It's like a sine wave of age.
Wow, that can be tough to live with.
I think it's tough to live with. You just think about how my wife feels.
Good night, Campbell. 4 a.m. does come early. Good night. Sleep well. I never saw Benjamin Button.
Honestly, not worth watching, in my opinion.
No.
I mean, I don't know. I didn't like it. It felt contrived to me.
Fair enough. Yeah. Uh, Excuse Me is asking if I've heard of Angela Ponderosa, Angela 150. Oh, that's got to be something Spanish. So Ein Ha Ponderosa, Ein Ha La 150 tambores, Mexican drummers. No, never heard of that. Never heard of that. But I will look it up. That's a lot of typing, but I will figure it out. I'll look it up.
Let's say, hypothetically, for Christmas or whatever you may celebrate, your friends decide to get you a gift and they say, go wherever you want in the world. We'll
Go
pay
wherever you
for it.
want in the world.
We'll pay for your equipment. We'll pay for your travel, everything. Where do you go?
Camping in Sweden.
Sweden, really?
Camping in Sweden. Camping in Sweden or anything in Morocco.
Really? Morocco?
Mm.
Why? You just, the history is amazing to you?
So many things. The main thing, the thing that started it was when I was like, I don't know, 7. I saw in a picture book one of those, like the houses with the blue,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just ever since then, and it was clearly, souk or whatever in Morocco, and that was the seed, and everything I have seen. I mean, look, it's not a perfect country. Many countries have many problems. They're not exempt, but I'd love to see it in person someday. But yeah, camping in Sweden, hell yeah.
Hmm. So now
Oh,
you're making me rethink mine.
or a photo safari in South Africa. I would say any kind of safari in South Africa, but I don't want to go after elephants or lions. So a photo safari in South Africa, because I have a real sort of Mal d'Afrique thing. I've been dying to see that continent for as long as I can imagine. You know,
I'd
why?
love to
What's
see.
yours?
I don't know. You made me rethink it a little bit. I'm very camping centric, but there's just a lot of the world to see. So you're kind of right. Part of me would really love to see the really alien looking parts of the world, like go to oh, there's a big mountain out west in the U.S. in the Atacama Desert. It's called Devil's something. I can't remember what it's called.
Oh yeah, the one that's sort of like with the flat top, Devil's.
Yes, right. Exactly. Me too.
It was in a movie that you're too young to have seen. It was in Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
Yeah, I watched that. Don't worry.
Devil's Tower,
I think it's
Devil's.
Devil's Tower. Let me look. Come on, Google. Yeah, it's Devil's Tower.
We didn't even have to look.
Right, that's not in the
Kristen,
that's not in the Atacama. That's in
but I knew what you were talking about anyway.
that's Wyoming. That's where I want to go somewhere like that where it's just looks insane.
Yeah.
Or I would actually go out west to the Atacama because that they say that's like Mars. That'd be really cool.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's just Tibetan Plateau.
Yeah. Excuse me, would like to go to Japan, Okinawa. Yeah, I'd like to see Japan and Korea one day. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, it is Devil's Tower. Everyone here is saying Devil's Tower. Um, I would like to revisit the area around Las Vegas. I don't ever want to set foot in that city again, but I'd like to see the Valley of Fire. I didn't get to see that. I don't feel that I got to spend enough time with any of the natural places um, around Vegas.
Took my trip out west and I felt the exact same way. I would give every set. Vegas is just so not worth your time.
No.
And everything around Vegas is worth all of the time you can give it.
Absolutely. Yeah, if I could spend a month just, but yeah, Vegas
And it still
itself.
wouldn't be enough either.
Yeah, and it's funny that there's a city that is sitting there, and it's like it's a prostitute with a clown nose on kind of thing, but it's surrounded by this absolute epic, epic countryside, just surrounded by fabulous,
See, I
sights.
spent days hiking out there. I went down to Phantom Point and back up in the Grand Canyon. I saw big portions of Zion and Bryce Canyon. I went horseback riding in Bryce Canyon, and still not. I would do nothing more than if I went back there. I would just go more of those.
Yeah.
There's just I don't think people appreciate how diverse that area actually is.
Well, they
Because
think it's a desert. It's like, no, yeah,
yeah,
but
it's not.
yeah,
It goes from being, stark bone dry desert to a literal jungle at the bottom of some of these things.
yeah, yeah. I'd like to see that the redwood forest out west as well.
Grand sequoias would be beautiful.
I'd like to see that. I'd kind of like one day to canoe the Yukon River.
I feel like that would kill me, but I'd be okay with it. Like that would be how I'd want to go out.
Yeah, we're feeling the same way. That would probably take me out, but I'm okay with that.
Lipstick Lodge, Old Route 66. I actually drove Old Route 66 with my mom. It was a really fun trip. A lot of those places you can tell are still kind of defunct because of what happened with the highway system and how Route 66 kind of got disregarded after some time. But a lot of them have turned into kind of tourist trappy, but they have done a lot to restore. So, I mean, there's really cool diners in places where they've gone like to the T right back to how they used to be. And it is really cool to drive all there because there's a lot of history in it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, look who's here. Jim's here. SV Raven Flintlock in the house. Just heading home now. Another 15 minutes left of the live stream. Excuse me. Excuse me. Don't yawn, Jess.
Yawn more.
Yawn more?
Yawn more. Get that CO2 out. Give it to the people.
Yeah. The CO2 in the house.
You've been on the Great Wall, excuse me. I've thought about going to places like that.
My sister's been on the Great Wall. When she was in high school, she was part of a jazz choir that did a tour of China.
I know where I'd want to go. Vatican Secret Archives. That I'd just bring a linguist friend with me and be like, all right, hey dude, I want to read this letter. Can you put it in English? And then that's all I want to do. I want to know what they did 800 years ago that made everyone miserable and or happy, depending. There's just, man.
I'd just be afraid of walking in there and seeing Dan Brown in the corner looking for ideas.
Right? Let me tell you
Uh,
about this Jesus dude, man. I'm over here like, hold up. Who's Jehovah? What did he witness? Why do I what hold on?
Here's how he's related to the Cathars and the Knights Templar and the Illuminati and the FBI and the FSB. Oh, I'm gonna make so much money off my next book.
Constantly. He's like the Stephen King of conspiracy theory books.
Yeah. I saw. Did you ever read a book called The Holy Blood and the Holy Grail?
Oh, that might actually still be on my shelf. I think I did. Is it a Templar book?
It's a Templar book, and
Mm,
it's straight up like tinfoil hat stuff. But I mean, I read that because I was man, I love that stuff back in the day. I read one of my favorite books of all time is Foucault's Pendulum by Umberto Eco, because I think
never heard of it.
Umberto Eco is one of the finest, was one of the finest. Well, I don't know if he was one of the finest authors of all time, because he may just have been translated by some of the finest translators of all time, but he wrote in Italian. He wrote some fairly seminal books like, The Name of the Rose. Um, but he wrote this book, Foucault's Pendulum, which was the first book of his that I ever read. And it's about a guy who studies that kind of stuff. And Umberto Eco was very historically minded. He
That's
wasn't like
cool.
a tinfoil hat person, but like he was very historically minded, and he was fascinated by some of the arcana that people would sort of infuse their cultures with. Um, and so at around that time, like that sparked a real interest in stuff like the Holy Blood and the Holy Grail, and you know, the Cathars, the Knights Templar,
For sure. I was
and
big
all
into
these
that for a
places.
while.
Yeah, but I never bought into the idea that there was a dark cabal running the world. I mean, I know there's a dark cabal running the world, but it's governments. It's big
They're not
business.
secretive about it.
Yeah, exactly. It's not like, you know, secret Knights Templar is still existing. It's, guys like Bezos and Elon Musk, who I am convinced is a Bond villain, by the way.
It literally is. Come on.
You know,
I always
uh,
ask people, why do you have to make up reasons to hate the government in the world? Why can't you just actually hate the government? They're
yeah,
already
just
terrible.
yeah, exactly. Excuse me, it's been to the basement of the Vatican.
That's
Interesting.
really cool. I've seen
He's
Ben, but I haven't been to the basement.
okay. He says Turkey is one of the most interesting places to visit. It's funny because in 2001, I was supposed to go to Istanbul, um, but the person I was supposed to go and visit there ended up with a job in Paris instead. So I took an American girlfriend to Paris, um,
Man.
which was interesting because as a Quebecois, I was like le petit cousin Quebecois. So they're all very friendly to me because we have links.
And they probably hated her.
Oh, anything we did, my passport came out first because it's like, bonjour, blah, blah, blah. And then they saw her. So like, okay, no, it's fine. you know? And then when we finally came home, man, we got on the plane home. We had to fly standby because we were young and I was paying for the whole trip. And there were no seats left. There was one seat on the plane and there was jump seat. And I finally had to say, look, we don't have any francs left. If we don't get on this plane, we're sleeping here on your floor. And so they put her on the jump seat and me in the seat in the cabin.
What is a
Uh,
jump seat?
okay, there's a seat that folds out of the door in the pilot's in the cockpit.
I
That's
know
the
what
jump
the
seat.
seat is. Yep.
Yeah. Um, so we got home. We got home, sort of jet lagged and everything, unpacked, blah blah blah, and then she went home to New York on September 10th, 2001.
Oh man.
And then we didn't see each other for a good long time because they
Yeah.
closed the borders.
I actually it's funny, excuse me, you put that in there. You've been to Turkey. I've also gotten to go to Turkey. It was, yeah, that there's a lot in Turkey. Turkey has been the site of a lot of conflict over the years, and by over the I mean like the millennia. But
Yeah.
I did get to go to Istanbul. Used to be Constantinople, but man, you you can see a lot more in Turkey. That would be my main thing. You know, if anyone wants to do international travel, don't go to. I mean, you can go to Greece if you really want to, but go to Turkey. There's a lot of really cool stuff there. Granted, nowadays,
Yeah, tough right now, but lots of history, lots and lots of history.
man, yeah,
Just taking a look, and I hear that Istanbul is sublime, not
it is.
Constantinople. It's Istanbul, not Constantinople. Am I the only one here who remembers that song? That dumbass
No,
song.
I didn't. I didn't know that was a song. What?
Peanut Trucker is in the house with a good 8 minutes until the end of the show. That's
Hey,
all
they
right.
made
How's
it.
it going? How's it going, Mister? Nice to see you. Where are you tonight, Peanut? Peanut. Chris, where are you tonight? Never know where that guy is. He's like Carmen Sandiego.
It's funny they love to barter in Turkey. Yes, they do. It's not on my backpack anymore, but I got one of my pocket watches from Turkey. It was an old silver-plated winding watch. Can't remember what I gave him. I think I gave him like my actual watch. It's modern, worth a little bit, but you know, I wanted something from Turkey so bad. So I mean, I gave
Mm-hmm.
away my nice modern watch to bring
For a
home
pocket watch.
yeah to someone else like a really crappy wind up pocket watch, but you know it's a wind up pocket watch from Turkey, so
Yeah.
who cares.
Grace knows the song I was referring to. Nice. He's in Montgomery, Alabama. Excuse me, got a small rug from Turkey.
That's a small fortune from Turkey that you got there
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah.
Those are not cheap. No, that was
Nice though.
funny when we made landfall in Turkey. We the first thing we did was go and see someone who did rugs, and they brought us upstairs to look at their room where we were kind of trapped by the salesman, but they gave us apple tea. And I remember I was 15 at the time. I remember thinking his daughter was just the most beautiful thing I'd ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
So to this day, I don't even remember the dude's name.
But you remember the daughter.
Yeah, I remember her. She never introduced herself or anything. She like all she did was bring us tea, and I was like,
Mm-hmm. Amazing.
there were probably rugs in the room. I
But you don't
couldn't
know.
couldn't have cared.
You were, yeah.
That was the main thing I remember about going to more easternmost in Turkey. Is like people there are way prettier than they are here, and in Rome. I went to Rome as well. They're way prettier than they are here.
You were there at a delicate time in your life.
Yeah, formative. Let's say formative
Formative.
time in my life.
Yeah. Yeah. I felt pretty hard for a park ranger at Manning Park in
I
BC,
remember
Manning
this
Provincial
story.
Park. Because I was around the same age, right? It's funny, I don't remember what she looks like, but I remember what she sounded like. Her voice was something else.
It's funny because I know the type of voice you're talking about right now.
Yeah.
And man, she could tell us, she'd be like, I'm gonna kill your entire family. Be like,
Okay.
thanks. Awesome.
Yeah.
See you on the other side.
Yeah.
So 8 o'clock. Look at my wrist.
Yeah. We're down to the last 5 minutes, I believe.
That got really dark really fast.
Yeah.
Sorry, everybody.
That got as dark as my soul. Yeah, she's a blue. They might be giants. Yeah, but did they might be giants write that? I think that was a cover. I think it's an older song than that. I'm not sure about that though. I won't go to the mats for that statement. Yeah, of course. Squeeze Me knows Manning Park. Yeah. I spent. We used to go camping at Manning. We used to go camping at Golden Ears. Yeah, Manning was the one with the subalpine trails. Subalpine trails.
Never been to Manning, but I have been to one called Manistee, where Jess's favorite story happens.
Is that the one where you ruined those perfectly good mucklucks?
Really sad about that. Yeah, that was Manistee.
You
That's
know
so
what?
gross, dude.
In 2023, I should do an episode where everyone who's ever told a really terrible story like that on my live stream comes on and retells the story.
You should also do in 2023. I'll buy you a pair, and you have to destroy them in a Canadian swamp.
Where would I find the Canadian swamp? Actually, there's one pretty close.
I was like, "What do you mean? Canada's like mostly swamp."
Yeah, I was like, I'll go to the yeah. Wow, Country Boy says Golden Ears is 10 minutes from your house. Amazing. Absolutely. Excuse me, said Jasper had the biggest grizzlies. Yeah, I don't really want to mess with
Jasper
grizzlies.
Falls?
No, Jasper. It's in Jasper's in Alberta.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah. All right, 22:57. If anyone's got anything spectacular to say it now. Right now.
late stage capitalism. There's no such thing as a free market. There is a controlled market and uncontrolled market. There you go.
Okay, but that's political. Brilliant, but political.
It's economic.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you're right. Everything is huge in BC. That is true. That is very true.
Honeybee, you're amazing.
Honeybee, I was about to say. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Excuse me. You're very sweet.
Yeah.
You got one too, actually.
Oh, you did. Yeah, I'm the man. I'm the man. Oh, the man. Actually, I only have any muscle at all because I keep lifting up the tiny human.
I've got very little, but I mean, it's what I need.
Yeah, I would like to get back to being more in shape. I used to do exercises and stuff all the time. Raven says there's a Manistee here in Michigan. I'm pretty sure that's the one you were talking about, right?
Same one. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Manistee River Valley, where they've got the big loop. That's where I destroyed my favorite and first pair of moccasins.
Moccasins are a great, like, if you have traditional style snowshoes, the moccasins are the way to go for that,
I would say, oh, Bisou. Cute.
Oh, Destiny's out? All right.
Yeah.
Good night. Bisous à toi aussi. And what Excuse Me says, don't forget to like everyone. Oh, yes, because we're down to like 30 seconds left. All right. So in that case, I guess we'll just sort of shut her down. To all 19 people who have stuck it out to the bitter end, thanks to Tyler for coming on. It's been a minute. It's been a minute. I like getting you on screen as often as we can. Ian says Russell is so much more polite tonight. Good night, Grace. So yes, good night to everyone. Between now and next week, please stay safe, stay healthy, stay sane, and be kind to one another. You don't have a sign off, do you?
No, I don't.
Just say
bye.
Good
Bye.
night.